Hey everyone, welcome back to the Paris Henriksen Show for another awesome episode. Today we have Sam Coleman Dancer and Brandon Johns. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Do you guys want to start by giving the listeners a little intro and talk about what it is that you guys do?
Sure. So my name's Sam Coleman Dancer. I'm a real estate agent here in Nashville. I feel like I'm about to read my script for that we do for YouTube. We've both been in real estate. Well, I've been in real estate almost a year and a half.
Okay.
Brandon, a little bit. He'll talk about his, but a little bit, like under 6 months or so.
Hey, man, I'm getting close to a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm getting close to a year. April.
Okay.
He's from here. He's from the Nashville area, Spring Hill. I'm from Mississippi, and we met at Mississippi State. And so we moved here 2 years ago, right after we graduated in December 2020. And, we're just trying to build the biggest real estate team in the world.
Okay. We'll circle back on that comment in a second.
Yeah, I think you put it well. That's exactly what we're doing here. I think we met at Mississippi State. So, we started doing marketing. We were doing a bunch of different businesses at Mississippi State. We were doing drop shipping, selling women's clothes. We were selling literally anything. And then we turned it into, towards the real estate avenue was helping agents, get more leads. And so then from there we said, hey, why don't we, instead of getting paid to do marketing, why don't we just do the deals ourselves, do the marketing for us? And so that's kind of how we got to where we are now.
Yeah. It's been a journey. Everything kind of built on itself as it should. And it's kind of coming full circle. So it's been great.
Okay. So why, obviously you guys were doing all these different things in college. What was it about real estate that kind of stood out to you guys, and why? Other than, the fact that you guys were helping people with marketing.
Yeah. I'll let you jump in this because it started from his neighbor.
Yeah. Okay. So it started from my neighbor. She was a brand new agent. But to be honest, I didn't even picture myself as a real estate agent up until, a little over a year ago. Yeah. When we started doing the marketing and stuff. And so how it kind of happened was she's good friends with the family, and she got her real estate license. She was from Alaska, moved right here to Tennessee, so brand new agent, not many connections obviously, and she was trying to build her business. And so I was like, hey, we know Facebook ads. We've been selling a bunch of different things online, getting social media clients, but nothing with real estate. But I think we can help you. So we started experimenting with her, trying to get her leads, get her her business built. And that's kind of what triggered us to be like, hey, real estate's pretty interesting. There's some opportunity here.
And we were in college, and it was just some good way to make money, right? We knew how to run ads. We knew how to create posts for Instagram. Mm-hmm. Nobody was creating social media like videos for real estate.
Right.
So we were like, let's jump in here. We were in college. Let's make a few dollars on the side, and then let's kind of see what happens. And then fast forward, like that last semester of college, we were, he convinced me to move here, and we knew the market was hot. It was a huge white space, still is now. Agents aren't really creating a ton of content online. Yeah. And we were like, let's go in and see if we can get some people to work with. Nobody wanted to work with us. Actually, we got one person to work with us. I'm not going to say her name, but she's in our company now.
Okay.
And she hired us, and we were doing like photography for her. We were doing like videos and everything for her. And one day, it was bad communication on all of our parts. We didn't really communicate well. We went to one of her clients' house to do photos, and
it was the wrong client.
This particular client,
we pulled up, and so normally we just start shooting. We get in, get out. So I already started flying the drone up. I'm like circling the house, and I'll let you.
Yeah, this particular client had some, like, she was just going through a divorce, so they were selling a house, and we were in her yard, like removing a sign to take photos, and she came out. What are you guys doing? And just like went crazy on us. She called her agent, which is the person who hired us, and she called me and was like, you guys can just leave. Don't even, like, we're never going to do anything. We're not going to work together anymore. This is it. Oh. And so we all got in the car because we were like all the way across town. We drove from Cool Springs to Hendersonville, which was like an hour.
Yeah.
And we drove back, and I was like, guys, let's get our real estate license. We're going to dominate. And so that's kind of what triggered everything, and now here we are.
There you go. Okay. That's really cool. So what is like obviously you guys talked about having your own group and the team and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like, what is the vision for that long term?
Right now, we used to really think in like 30-day terms, but now it's more like 5-year to 10-year play.
Okay.
In the next 5 years, we just want to be the biggest team here in Nashville. We always set our goals super high because, you know, if you aim high, you know, you fall below, but you'll probably be farther than most people here. So
Right.
it's just to be the biggest team here. We always do our things through social. So let's build the biggest social presence. Let's figure out a way to deliver value to people that are relocating here, because, you know, that we feel for being people that have never been in the industry, you know, that long, we don't have that much experience.
Yeah.
And then also not from the area. This is like our way of finding our clientele. So we're just really focused on that right now and just trying to be the best we can at that.
Nice. Is there any like really successful real estate people that you look up to?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people, honestly, like huge mega agents across the country. I think the two that I don't know about him, but the Alexander team, Oren and Tal Alexander, I think they really work extremely hard. Their team's based out of New York, Miami, and LA. So I look to them. They don't really put out a lot of content, but the content that they have put out, I've studied it and kind of draw some inspiration from it.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel like for me personally, there's not like one particular person that I look up to. I feel like we're kind of paving our own path almost.
Nice.
Like I said, I never thought that I would be a real estate agent.
Yeah.
But here I am as a real estate agent, and like Sam said, it's a part of the 5-10-year plays. It's a part of the process, stepping stones to just build this massive brand.
Yeah.
Nice. So I guess with what you said about paving your own way, I'm very much the same. Everyone's always like, oh, who do you look up to? No one. Myself.
Yeah, cool.
So I feel like you guys are kind of the same. In terms of, you know, you said like the 5-year, 10-year plan. Obviously, I met you guys through a potential reality opportunity. So what if that was to come to fruition? What would you guys like? How would you guys leverage that?
Let's make it happen.
It's gonna happen.
I mean, we always, anything that we do, we try to be the best at it. So I mean, the most attention with we just try to get the most attention possible. So that's how we'll try to leverage it.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's just more attention, and then it just helps us accelerate the brand. Right now, all of the awareness that we get on Coleman Dancer is strictly from how much volume can we put out on YouTube. And so having another avenue, that would be obviously a huge opportunity, and then kind of leverage both of those. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Nice. And how often are you guys putting out content? Is it like daily, weekly, monthly?
Multiple videos a week.
Yeah,
we're working on it. Yeah, we probably put out like
commitment.
Like 3 to 4 property tours on our channel a week. And now we have info videos, like we're filming every single day and trying to record that. So we're trying to put out one of those every single day. So and that's a lot right now. You know, it's a lot of editing, a lot of filming, but we just made a hire. So we're trying to like
we're trying to delegate a little bit.
That's
one thing that we've not been the best at is delegation. And you know, me personally, so we do all of our editing, everything currently in-house ourselves. And so Sam's definitely a way better editor. But I can hold my own. But every week Sam makes it better and better. And then it's up to me to like be able to like catch up and keep going. So now that we're hiring some people on, it's just, it's a learning process too, of being able to bring someone in and keep the same level of quality that we want while also putting out quantity. So it's definitely a grind. We actually started our property tour channel in April of last year, and we were doing one video every single day.
Yeah, and we did one video a day for like 65 days straight, maybe longer, something like 70 days straight.
Wow.
Nothing happened.
It was literally no progress at all. But then we kind of figured out the algorithm a little bit, and we're able to revamp those videos, like give them a boost in the algorithm, and then stuff started happening with the YouTube. But yeah, it was a grind. I definitely think it was a lot easier because we weren't putting the quality edits that we are now. But yeah, that's what we're doing with the info channel now.
Nice. I like what you guys are doing. I think it's something very different. Like, you definitely don't see agents in this market doing that.
What would you want to see from, somebody who's not from here, from a real estate agent on Instagram? Let's start there.
Definitely the kind of content that you guys are putting out. Like, honestly, like, I pay attention, obviously being in production myself. Like, I do pay attention to the quality and all of that. and I know a ton of real estate agents out here. But obviously when we were looking for the show and casting for the show, that was one thing that Calvin was like, they're making YouTube videos and no one else is doing that. So as from a buyer perspective, it's great. And then also from, you know, a production standpoint, it's really cool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely think that that is pretty cool. And then it's always nice to see the luxury houses. Like everybody wants to see that. You know, I'm tired of looking at just pictures on Zillow. It's not always that appealing. So, you know, it's like you want to actually see more before you go and tour a property. I think.
Yeah. Also, because we want to have an in-house production team. I think we're going to learn a lot from you guys if we get this thing going. So
yeah,
we're always excited about learning new stuff and how to merge things together.
I love that. I love what you guys are doing. I think that it's definitely going to put you guys in a lot of amazing opportunities. Completely.
It's a plan. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so we're going to dive into the questions here a little bit because we've kind of done a little bit of an intro. Brandon, you read the questions. Sam, you didn't. So I'm going to love seeing these answers. What are you both grateful for in your life right now?
I'm grateful for friends, family, and like love right now. I think that's what I'm really grateful for. And I want to go a little bit deeper on it.
Yeah.
I think because we work so hard, like we're probably not necessarily stressed out, but we have so much on our mind that we're trying to accomplish. And you just kind of, you lose sight of kind of what's most important, right? Like relationships.
Yep.
And I know for me, like, because I'm so like laser focused, so I'm trying to like gradually get back to like really paying attention to those relationships and that good stuff. So I'm grateful for that.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd piggyback on that.
Okay.
I think the main things in my life is family and then health.
Yep.
But then also relationships, like having a tight circle. I'm very grateful for that because, like Sam said, you get caught up in what you need to do in the business, and then you can kind of forget about other people. But having solid group around you, they're always gonna be there, no matter like if you are slacking, they're gonna pick you up,
right?
And they're gonna make sure that you're not off track. And so having that circle is super important.
Completely, couldn't agree more. I like that.
What about you? What are you grateful for?
Damn, Sam, you just firing the questions back at me. Well, I'm grateful right now for this episode and the fact that we get to chat. And then just family and friends. Like I'm in the same boat, obviously working all the time and trying to navigate everything. So I like what you guys said in terms of like, you know, making sure that you're grateful and having time for those connections as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What would you guys consider your mission on this planet to be?
For me, selfishly, my mission is just to kind of figure out how much can I actually do as one person.
Okay.
Like I want to see like my ultimate self, because I know in that I can help a ton of people, but how much can one person actually do? And now, obviously, it's not just me; it's a team of people. But I mean, I think in that, like figuring that out by yourself is like, how far can I push myself to be the best? Because I know that in this journey, it's going to be people to come into your life, and then you're going to create things that's going to benefit other people. So like, in meeting Brandon like was crazy my sophomore year, and like to see what we've done in the relationship that we've kind of created, and like the visions that we have, we know that we're going to help a ton of people. So I think that's my mission.
Yeah, I think the what I get as the most fulfilling part is helping someone. And so, but what I really love is building business from scratch. Like I touched on earlier, it's all kinds of different, business niches that we've been in and dabbled in. But what comes out of that is the expertise and the knowledge to pass that on. And so for me, I just love the conversations that I have when I'm helping someone, and then being able to solve a question that they have and give them an answer that kind of speeds up their process to get to where they're trying to go. That's like super fulfilling for me. So for my reason to be on the planet would probably be also like Sam, try to fulfill, my goals, but along the way, I'm going to have so many gems and expertise and knowledge that I'm going to pick up to be able to help so many others along the way. And also I just love, like, even away from business, like giving someone the green light to like decide that, hey, you, whatever you want for your life, you can go get it. Like you have it's all in your hands. Like no matter how hard your situation may be, you can change and get what you want if you go after it.
And I think that's the case for everybody. Like when you help somebody, like when you truly help somebody, like they get it, it's a good feeling for anybody.
Oh yeah.
So I think all of us just want to help as many people as we can. You have to get to a place mentally or financially, whatever it is. You have to get to a place where you feel like you can actually help somebody.
Yeah.
And it's a good feeling.
No, it is really good. It's nice. So you all said you met in college. What was the story of how y'all met? I've heard the story, but the listeners haven't heard the story.
I'll let you tell it because
you tell it really well, Brandon. So.
Well, yeah. So we met in college. We actually were staying in the same dorm our entire freshman year.
By the way, we had the newest dorms on campus.
We did have the nicest dorms, and you had to sign up early. You had to apply early to Mississippi State to get in there. So we both did that. Nice dorms. We had our own bathroom. It wasn't the community bathroom, so you feel like you're living in luxury, right? And but we didn't know that we lived in the same dorm, I think, until the last couple of months of freshman year. Okay. Because that's when we kind of met.
Yeah, we kind of met. We were walking back from the East Center.
So we were walking back from the East Center one day after we had known each other for probably a month, but we were just walking back at the same time, and we were like, "Yo, are you?
Dude, you
going
live
the same?
here?
You go in the same dorm?" But before that, I was always. I was on 4.
I was on 4. That's bull crap. Dude, you were not on 4.
I swear I was on 4.
Oh, wow. I just figured that out.
But yeah, so I was always in the East Center. I went to Mississippi State. The East Center was an entrepreneurship center there, so I was like trying to find like-minded people. Like, who can I find that's gonna be in my circle? I'm gonna build the next Facebook. I'm gonna come out of here, and that's my mission here at Mississippi State. And so I was in there all the time, and I would always go back and forth from the dining hall, which was obviously freshman year. I got unlimited food, and that was right next to East Center, so I would just go back and forth. And it seemed like all the time, the only person that would stick out in my mind was this dude right here. I didn't say anything to him, but he was always like dressed up, like an absurd amount, like in a suit, and no one else is wearing a suit. And so the dude's just wearing a suit, always walking. I'm like, I don't know if like something's wrong with him, like what's going on here, but he's always looking good. Yeah. And then one day he walked into the East Center, and that's kind of how we met. But I don't even. What were you wearing?
I was in an organization, Men of Excellence. It was like a little thing on campus, and every Thursday we dressed up. He saw me every Thursday because that was when we crossed paths. Okay. I was like, was it every day? Just Thursday?
It felt like every day.
But yeah, my freshman year, my first year and a half at Mississippi State, I was a chemical engineer, and so head that way and like go to class. Our buildings were right across from each other, the College of Business and the chemical engineering building. But then I just, after a year and a half, I was like, this isn't for me. And I remember like searching one night. I went back to my dorm and was like, I looked up all the majors that Mississippi State offered, and I just went through them and I clicked on business because obviously it's the biggest section. Yeah. And I saw this really nice glass building. I like modern, like that's my thing. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go there tomorrow. So woke up, got breakfast, went there, walked in. Right, it's like all glass, like square. As soon as you walk into the building, right on your left. And I walked in the doors and I saw everybody like kind of look at me, and then they looked back down. I was like, fuck, I'm out of here, dude. I'm not doing this. This is way too much pressure. Yeah. And so I waited like a day or two, and I think I came back again, and I just like, I don't know what happened. Like I sat down somewhere, and somebody came up to me, and then we just kind of started the process of like, I don't know who it was. I think it may have been Calvin. I think Calvin like showed up or something, and he was like, it's nice to see another brother in the East Center or something like that. I was like, okay, cool. And then from there, I remember that same night we went to like a pitch competition that was hosted in one of the auditoriums, and they were like, Sam, get up and pitch an idea. And I was like, dude, I don't even know what I could pitch. And I just came up with something. And fast forward, we started doing, some work together, and that led us to like doing business. Everything we do is like 50-50. So
nice.
Yeah, it's been good.
Nice.
I tried to join his business. He had a coffee business.
Oh, the coffee business?
Was that the one with Caleb?
That was one of them.
Yeah, it was with Caleb. You spoke to Caleb about that? got the coffee business?
He came up. He sure told us about that
Oh,
story
yeah.
Oh, Caleb did.
in
Yeah.
his interview
Yeah.
for the show. Yeah.
So the CEO of their business, what was her name?
Madison.
Madison. And I asked her, I was like, Madison, can I be a part? And she was like, I'm sorry, we just have too many people.
We were
on the
already
team.
in the process of laying people off, so
Okay.
we couldn't bring.
So
on
they
the-
didn't bring me on. So I was like, all right, screw it. I'm gonna go create my own business. And I started some idea. I got funded like a couple $1,000, and that kind of just started the process of everything.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I didn't use the 5,000 that I got for the actual idea. I use it for some other marketing purposes. So I hope they don't come back.
Still, it's
That
it's
works.
entrepreneurial, taking the
That's fine.
opportunity.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
like that. I'm laughing because you're like, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. On the last episode, I literally was like, yeah, I'm going to blow up Hollywood. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say, like, blow the roof off Hollywood.
Yeah. They got
They're
you on
like,
the list
oh,
now.
They're like,
yeah,
oh,
we
yeah,
got
the
your
FBI
flag.
is going to
Yeah.
come in and start. I'm
You're
like, oh,
flagged.
great. I'm flagged. Probably already was.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
I'm never going to get funded any money ever again now. So
It's all right.
There you go.
I got
start from ground up.
It's okay. Okay. What is like a typical day for you guys in real estate and in life? And do you have any like cool morning routines that you always follow?
I'll let you go first.
Yeah, so I think our day starts pretty similar, but I like to get up at around 4:45 and then get
Okay.
a workout. And honestly, I like getting up early. I feel accomplished.
Yeah.
But it's almost mainly because our gym is so crowded
Oh, okay.
that I don't like being around a ton of people and having to wait for lifts.
Yeah.
So at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, it's already too crowded. So I get out there early, and that just kind of makes my day early. But I get up
Nice.
at 4:45, make sure I get a workout in.
Yeah.
And then from there, it depends on the day. I'm trying to make it into my routine, but I want to do like the meditation in the morning. It helps. I remember like one of the second days I was doing it, I was like on a whole nother level. It was wild.
yeah.
I was calling Sam. It was crazy. So I definitely want to keep like integrating that in.
Mhm.
And then from there, once I feel good, I just go straight to work. And then it's just editing whatever's on our day. If it's nice weather outside, like with winter here in Nashville, it gets gloomy. So if it's a nice day, we're going to just shoot footage all day, property tours,
Nice.
just make sure we're keeping enough content in the queue. And that's kind of the main parts of my day that are consistent is the morning. And then from out, it's just attack whatever we need to attack.
Nice. Nice.
For me, our mornings were super similar. We worked out together for like 3 years straight.
Then you got a girlfriend, so
and then I got a girlfriend, and so
And now you don't get up at 4:45.
no, I
Yeah.
didn't like that anyway. I like to just kind of wake up naturally, like when my body wants to
Mhm.
wake up. But I go to sleep like 10 o'clock, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, and if I can get in bed by 9, I'll wake up by 6:30. So
Okay.
I typically wake up. Now we've started to wake up like me and my girlfriend like 6, get to the gym at 6:30, workout. If we don't, I'll probably sleep till like 7, and then I'll
Mhm.
get up. And as soon as I get up, I just check my phone, just because like all the emails and like texts and calls that we get from our YouTube channel comes to my phone.
Okay.
So it's always on my mind, even when I'm sleeping. Like, am I gonna miss a text or am I gonna miss an email? So I immediately wake up
Get that
and I
straight to
check
the
my phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always have a ton of like,
It's not good for your health.
yeah, it's not good at all.
It's
Like
good for
you
me.
can't really. I sleep with my phone underneath my pillow, so it's horrible.
Don't do that.
I know. I wake up and I have so many notifications like emails and stuff, so I just check that. I shower, and then I try to, like, if I don't work out in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
try to just get to the basic stuff. Like I do property management as well, so
Yeah.
try to like knock all of that stuff out. Touch a little bit on real estate because like most of that stuff's coming to my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I call Brandon and we chat for a little bit to see how our day's gonna look. If we need to do some real estate stuff like ASAP, and then we kind of put our game plan together with like filming and stuff like that. So my day is like, I mean, I guess it's a structure to it, but it's all kind of play it by ear.
Okay.
I like that better. I'm more of a night owl. I work better at night.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Like when you're like 4:45, I'm like,
Yeah, I like to work out at night. I like to do actual work at night. I like to do
Mhm.
everything at night. I like to ease
Yeah.
into my morning.
I do like working at night too. I just need to get a home gym, to be honest. My routine would probably be completely different if I had a home gym.
I used to work out with him. Like we used to work out at like 5 when we get up. We work at the gym. But this guy
We started going at like 10 in the morning.
what about
That
if you
was
just went to a new
amazing.
gym?
Huh?
What about if you just went to a new gym that wasn't as
Yeah.
crowded?
I know.
you
It's
can't give up. Once you go to Quantum, you can't leave it.
What's Quantum?
It's just an influencer gym, basically.
It's nice.
Oh.
So you're in there and like you're not. Me
Influencer gym?
personally,
agree.
I'm like probably my physique is the worst person there. So it's like you're motivated. Like all these people are jacked around me. I got to be jacked. So it kind of helps the
Got it.
motivation.
It's the motivation.
Yeah. For
Okay.
sure.
It's kind of like those people in LA that everyone has an Equinox membership.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is the Quantum is Equinox of Nashville, basically.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, there must
Sorry,
be
I'm
something
not.
about
You
this
know,
gym.
we're not shitting on all the other gyms out there, but we say
I mean, it helps when you do go to a good gym. Like, it really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
That otherwise, some of them are just not
Yeah.
good.
I heard Gym 5 was pretty good in East Nashville. So
Okay. Interesting. And what happens if you like don't follow your morning routines? How do you guys feel throughout the day?
I used to beat myself up like really bad about it, but now I'm just like, all right, let's quickly get back on track. You know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I just like I'll take a shower in the middle of the day and just like get back on track.
Nice.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, I still like get really. I feel wonky. I feel wonky throughout the
Yeah.
day. I really just have to work out, no matter if it's just like a simple walk where my heart rate is a little bit up, like
Mhm.
just something to where I feel like my blood's moving, or I just don't. I'm like mentally like foggy. So I have to. My workout is the most important part. So even if I wake up super late, I got to get some sort of workout in, and then I'll be good. But that's like the main thing that kind of gets me back on
This is
track.
kind of why we work well together because we're like two different kind of.
Y'all are very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like he's like operations, like he's watching every single thing, like all the money and all of this stuff, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
let's do this, let's do that. Can we do this? Can we buy that? Let's do it. Don't worry, dude, we got it. Don't worry,
You're
let's
like,
do
"What?"
more.
I like that. Yeah, even just chatting with you guys, I'm like, y'all are very different personalities.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can see why you guys mix so well together. Okay. Do you have any self-love practices or any tips that you'd like to share to help stay in a positive mindset?
I don't, but I'd like to learn some.
Okay.
Do you have any?
Sam. Meditation is actually like my key to success.
Mhm.
I've been meditating since I was like 7, which is obviously a long time now. But yeah, meditation and just like normal self-love practices like affirmations, quotes, journaling. Like I think the deeper you go on your spiritual path, the more things start to flow. And those practices really, really help.
I think first of all, I want to understand what your like meditation is, just because everyone's got
Yeah.
a different thing, you know.
Yeah.
So I can maybe take some tips there, but
Yeah.
I mean I think for me, if I break it down to the simplest form, is if you basically saying I'm gonna do anything, whether it's eating healthy, working out, going on a walk, or just something that's not your typical routine, and then sticking to it. So having the discipline to do it and like telling yourself, hey, I'm going to do this, and then actually doing it, and then doing that over and over and over again, that repetitiveness makes me feel better and better and better. Like proving to myself that I can do what I say.
Yeah.
Now that backfires because when you aren't doing it, when you're not doing that, then you feel bad about yourself because now you're like in your head, like I told myself I was going to do it and I didn't do it. Like I don't even have respect for myself. But like if you can have the respect for yourself to do something that you say, I think that helps. Even if it's the smallest thing, like making your bed.
That's a huge one. Yeah.
Because I feel so much better when I make the bed.
You do
Get
feel
up,
better.
make my bed, you look around, your room's clean. Like it's the simplest things, like taking them step by step. Like start with just organizing your shoes. Just the small things make me feel better.
Yeah, completely. I agree.
So what's about your
I'm
meditation?
so
Which one are you guys talking?
yeah. I'm interested to see like, do you what is visualization? Do you do that as well?
Okay, so I used to do a lot of visualization in like the early years of meditation. Now it's more, I don't know, you guys probably don't know this about me, but I'm a psychic and a medium as well.
Wait, like
a reader or like an oracle.
like you can feel spirits in a room.
Yeah,
Awesome.
all of that.
That's
So
scary.
yeah, I don't normally say that on air. I don't know if you knew that either.
That's bad.
Thank you. So for me, like it was more about when I used to do a lot of the visualization stuff, it would get distorted because I would just get like everyone else's energy and everyone else's stuff in my space. So for me, it's more about kind of like tuning out and just connecting with breath and then kind of going as deep as I can with that. And then I used to be a big person of like a lot of music when I meditated, but now I don't really. I kind of just meditate in silence.
Mm-hmm. When do you meditate?
Like 3 times a day.
Oh yeah.
So morning, whenever I get.
And
a
your
chance
meditation
throughout
is
the day.
like silence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For the most part, it's silence. In the evening, like if it's been like a crazy day and I'm like all like got a lot going on, I will put on a little bit of music just to kind of like calm myself a little bit more. But then it typically just turns off. I don't meditate at night because I always fall asleep when I try and do it. So if I'm trying to like actually get like a huge amount out of it, I kind of do it before.
Gotcha.
And I also don't like lie down or anything because that also will make you fall
Is there a
asleep.
specific duration, or do you just let it like whenever you feel like?
Oh, well, let's see. Typically, like normally it's like 15 to 20 minutes. Occasionally it can be like 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But if I'm like super busy and always on the go, it's like maybe 5 minutes. So it really just depends how the day is. I also meditate on planes a lot because I'm always on planes.
Yeah.
Like every other week. So I think trying to meditate in like crazy spaces too is a good thing that really works. And even without headphones, you just like, it shows how much focus you can have. So
That's what.
I may need to do that.
I've been like,
It's so hard for me though. It's
why?
so
Because you're hyper.
I don't know if I'm hyper, but my mind just I can't control my mind.
well, that's that you just have to sit in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't. Like I'm
like
always
that's
like
it.
I just want to go.
But like once you, because like what I started doing was I was like, all right, I'm gonna set on my watch like 25 minutes, and so I'm not gonna do anything until the
meditation
25
voice.
minutes. Honestly, I'm not gonna do anything until my watch. Like no matter if it feels like it's been forever, because it does feel like it's been forever. Like a lot of times.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit there and just try to like. I don't even have like a certain breath pattern or anything. It's just like. Just focusing on my nose, like breathing through my nose out, whatever. And it is wild because you'll think about just so many different things, like all over the place, like completely different things.
Yeah.
And
I can't wait for you to help me do this.
it's good. It like now here's where my downfall is. I do it in the morning, and I've been waking up so early, and I work out, and then I come back, I shower, and I do it, and it's like 25 minutes, and then a few times I'm running into, I literally fall asleep. And then I'm like foggy and like feel weird. And then I'm taking a nap and it's like 8 in the morning. And I'm like, okay, this is not a great routine.
No.
So
Cool.
Cool. I like that. Okay. What do you believe the key ingredients are to living a meaningful life? Or a key ingredient?
I think it's striving to become better and better every day personally. But then from your experiences, being able to pass that on to somebody else to help to see that benefit their life. I'd say that's the key ingredients. Both those things.
I like that.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with that. I mean, it all comes back to like that feeling you get when you help somebody. You know what I mean? Like that's a really good feeling. Just fulfillment, like whatever your goal is, whatever you want to accomplish, if you can fulfill that, I think that's just meaningful to you and other people. So, especially the people that love you the most.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
What are
like
you
that.
feeling over there, psychic?
Yeah, now I'm like, what?
What are you feeling?
You're like, now what are you
now
feeling?
I'm gonna read into it. I'm like, what is she thinking?
Now
right
you're going to read into it.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, like, I feel like you definitely can benefit from meditation, like 100%. Not because you're any which way. I just think that it would benefit you a lot.
Yeah.
And then I feel like you need to be more consistent with it.
Yeah.
Like it would really help you, both of you. But like, since
Okay.
you're like a little more used to it, if you're more consistent with it.
Because there was one day I was like, I was on another level. Like I was just operating, just pow, 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 pow. Remember that day?
I don't know.
I was like
It's like,
electric,
which day?
dude.
What day?
I like called you and Izza, and I was like, "This meditation stuff."
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I do.
And
remember that.
it was because I was having the
even-
visions.
even-
I was having like, my brain was like, so I was thinking so out of the box for our
Something
brand.
happened. I can't remember what. Izza said something about you when you get off that call. She's like, wow, that was like, she felt it.
She liked it?
Yeah, she liked it.
She could feel my energy through
She
FaceTime?
felt you. She felt your energy through FaceTime.
There you go. It does change the energy.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. Okay. How has your faith or / spiritual path changed your life?
For me, I was grounded in faith, like even as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sunday school, 9 a.m. Church ends at 2 p.m. So I'm in there. Like I'm really in
You're
there.
really in there, yeah.
And my mom, she came into our rooms like when we turned 13 because we were officially teenagers. She was like, now you have the decision to make. You can make your own decision if you want to go to church or not. And I remember I was like, okay. She's like, well, just, let me know in 15 minutes we're going to leave. I remember her coming back to the room. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go today. And I think I took the next 4 weeks off because I was just like drained. But in that, like our church was, I don't know how other people's churches work, but a lot of the leaders in our church were in education in my community.
Okay.
So they really push it on us, like reading. We used to have like book fairs. We used to have like all kinds of stuff. But in this, even we took like field trips, like Washington, D.C. So I got so much experience at a young age that I don't think a lot of people have access to,
right.
which changed my perspective on life. Like I wanted to do more because I saw more. Mm-hmm. So in that, in those experiences and then in, being in church and faith and having that confidence, I think that just allowed me, to grow into the person I am today. So it's like been a huge benefit. If I didn't have that, I don't know where I would actually be.
Where you'd be.
But it's just been so great because now I can talk about experiences and things that I've done in my younger years with people, and it's just been great.
Yeah, I think I like that.
That's good.
Yeah, that was fire.
We should clip that one. Instagram.
Yeah, we should.
So I was basically a similar way. Every Sunday I go to church, do the typical church thing. It's Presbyterian church. But where I started feeling, which I think out of no matter what church you go to or what you believe in, it's all about the energy that you feel. And what I've just like come to learn and like figure out just through in my own life is there is a higher power, and it's just however you need to feel that energy. And that's where that's where everything unlocks, and that's where you can, it's hard to explain, but
I get it.
That's where so that's where there's a higher power. And when you can feel that, no matter if it's inside church listening to the pastor, or if it's on a mountaintop by yourself, just standing there, just breathing, thinking, and just looking around at your surroundings, like what matters most is unlocking that. And so for me, it was the smallest things like visualization and like seeing, okay, for me, my first like real visualization was with sports. I would be in the outfield. I was a center fielder in baseball, and I would picture like every at bat, a different thing happening. And the craziest things were when it was like, hey, I'm going to picture a diving catch, and I'm going to catch it. There's a guy on third, and I'm going to throw it home and get him out. And literally the next pitch, that happens. And when I'm standing out there, and I'm like literally got chills from that experience, and then having it over and over and over again. But then also outside of sports now, it reaffirms my belief in the higher power, no matter what you're believing. And that's just kind of how it's structured my life in business. It's like giving me the confidence to go after whatever comes to my mind. So I don't know, it's kind of deep.
There you go.
Wild,
that was deep and powerful. I liked that. Like that you threw in the manifestation thing there as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like, that's my cornerstone. Like that.
I like that. That was cool.
This is avenue.
Like that. Okay. Do you guys have a favorite place where you like to go, where you feel the most grounded or the most connected to yourself?
The mountains. I like the outdoors, but the mountains is ideal.
Okay.
I don't have that place.
You said work.
Yeah, work, but it's like nowhere, work is my place,
Okay.
I just feel like,
cool
like at night, I just want to learn how to grow our business. Like that's my meditation. That's where I kind of escape, and I can just like think, right?
Yeah.
but there's no like physical place.
Yeah, like the imagination of like the goals, the dreams.
Of the goals.
Yeah.
I like that. Keeps you
Yeah.
on track.
Yeah, that takes me to a new level when I can imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
But they come in spurts, so I can't really hold on to them. I used to try to write them down, but couldn't get consistent with that either.
You need to write it down so I can see it.
Yeah, I might have them in my notes, but yeah, I'll put them on our shared notes. We have shared notes for goals.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Super cool. Do you guys have a favorite place that you like to travel to, or a favorite destination?
We're actually going somewhere in 2 weeks.
Okay.
We're going skiing. And so that's
I have
one of my
so many favorite destinations.
That's one of my favorite destinations is the mountains on the ski slopes. I like to snowboard. So
Snowboarding is dope.
I like to
Oh,
go
yeah.
places where good food, which is everywhere. You just got to find a good restaurant. So I just like
Yeah.
my thing is I love to spend money on food restaurants. So I'm
Okay.
excited to go out to Crescent. I was telling him we need to schedule a New York trip sometime soon. Just go up there and like on the weekend and just grab some food and like come back, hang out. So that's my thing.
Nice.
what about you?
Well, I have quite a few, but definitely Indonesia, Bali.
Ooh.
I used to live there.
Tokyo?
Nice.
And it's like Bali is just like a dream.
Yeah.
It's just everyone's so nice. Everyone's really like accommodating and yeah. So like there, and then there's a couple places in Australia like Byron Bay, and like kind of north of Sydney, called Foster's Beach, which is
Where are you
also
from?
really cool. I'm from Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm from there, but I lived in Sydney for like 7 years before I moved to the US. So I kind of feel like I spent more time exploring Sydney than Melbourne
Mm-hmm.
because I was a lot younger when I was in Melbourne. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
but I do love snowboarding. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It's the best.
So it's really cool. Okay. There's so many questions, but I like it. Do you guys have a favorite quote or a favorite saying that you like to live by?
I have a lot of favorite quotes. I'm a big quote guy. But
Who do you think you are? I am.
One that like stands out to me is, and I think I don't know if this is backwards, but it's like discipline weighs ounces and regret weighs tons.
Okay.
Dude, that's good.
That is good. Can you say that again? So like they can hear?
Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons.
Makes you not want to waste another minute, huh?
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Not heard that before.
Oh yeah, it's a good
Great.
one. I don't know exactly who it's from, but credit to whoever.
That works. What about you? No?
No favorite one. So many good ones out there.
Any that you like?
What's the
that you
one with
use?
the jack of all trades? How do you start that one off?
Which one?
The jack of all trades. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. See, everybody forgets that last part right there. How do you say it again?
The part I knew was jack of all trades, master of none, and then that was news to me. The last.
Can we look it up?
We can look it up.
I actually want to get this right. Jack of all trades quote. Here we go.
You made it up.
No, it's right here. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. People always say, you can't juggle a lot of things. Like a jack of all trades is a master of none, but they always forget oftentimes it's better than a master of one. And I think that's worked out a lot for us. We always juggle a lot of things like marketing and creating content and like operate like everything.
Yeah.
People are like, you just need to focus on one thing. And like, we are focused on one thing, but it's also cool to dabble in other things because it just kind of helps you be more creative with your business or whatever your art is. So I think that's a cool quote for me.
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking to someone who doesn't know how to do one thing. So
Yeah.
you have like 20 things and
Better than a
11
master of none. So
businesses.
keep juggling, keep juggling out there.
yeah, keep it. Yeah, exactly.
Gotta
Okay.
taste. Gotta taste stuff.
Is there a movie, TV show, or book that has impacted your life in a big way?
What's the I do have a book. It's impacted me in the fact that I haven't done it,
Okay.
but it's a really great book, and I want to
Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits. You already
Got
knew
it.
exactly what I was gonna say.
That's a good.
That's a great book. I mean, it's some great
it?
like
Okay.
stuff that you can use. Have you not read that book before?
I haven't read it, but you're like the third person to mention it this week.
It's a good
so
book.
I think I should probably read
Yeah,
it.
it's just the discipline of like doing the small things and how the small things add up to like
Mhm.
really.
The
big
biggest thing for me
changes.
is like how to make it easy, like how to make those things. But I've never. It's like the most simple things are the hardest things to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something, that book always makes me want to kind of like pick it up and like master those little things to get things really rolling.
Mm.
We got a long way to go.
Mhm.
Got a bright future though.
Yes.
Definitely not like a movie or TV show. When people ask me about my favorite movie or something like that, like I get anxiety because I just don't watch enough TV or movies.
Me neither.
I feel like I have to ask that question because I'm a producer, so it would be weird if I didn't
Uh-huh.
ask
Yeah,
that
yeah.
question. That's kind of why it's in here.
I mean, recently the TV show Billions.
Yep.
I mean, I kind of like that. That was
That's not bad.
it's just
Pretty cool.
that was a good show.
Yeah.
And I don't know if how that impacted me besides like quoting a few of the scenes when crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
Right.
But and I act like a billionaire, but that's probably about it.
Did it make you want to become a billionaire? Well, there you go.
Yes.
1000%.
It was impactful,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes or no. Yes, depends. Depends. Maybe not that billionaire do those actions, but
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe just another type.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. How significant do you guys think it is to build a business with heart rather than build a business focused purely on money?
I think
Oh,
that's everything.
yeah.
Like you have to do it with. We haven't. We haven't had the luxury of having like a ton of money in our and all the business that we've started have been from the ground up. So you have to have heart. Like you have to love it. Because
Right.
if you don't, like you quit, right?
Yeah.
And we always talk about it all the time. We're like, if people actually knew how much we've made in our entire careers of like building or doing business, they would vomit because they're like,
Yeah.
these guys are literally insane.
Yeah.
Like they're insane. And I was telling him, I was like, Brandon, you have to have a level of insanity to keep going
Mm-hmm.
to feel like you're going to break. Because, you don't know what's going to actually happen. Right. And you can watch a ton of videos on Instagram and YouTube, and you can take advice from 1,000 different people. But until you get that experience yourself and that taste yourself, nothing really works until it finally clicks. And so
Mm-hmm.
heart, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about it. We calculate our hourly wage, and it's not healthy, but
It's not sustainable.
it's definitely like we were sitting at some event, and people were talking about how in a recession, like a lot of you are going to be gone. A lot of these businesses are going to be gone, like, and it's going to make a big change. But I looked over at Sam, and it's like, we've been building all the stuff that we've been building. We've been like learning how to bootstrap it, like making no money. And so I think when you have that foundation of knowing that you love the process so much that you don't care if you don't make money until 5 years from now, 10 years from now,
Yeah.
or at the end when
Yeah.
you die, when you love the process of the building it itself, like you have unlimited stamina.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this on record. Like, you have to have money to live.
Right, of course.
So, when those basic means are like met, you're pretty much good. Like it kind of took a while for us to, I guess it's just repetition of just like hearing no's and no's and no's to like really get it, like to just be numb to it. So like once those basic, needs were covered, it's just like, all right, it's all uphill now. Like we don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you, like you said, if you are only relying on basic needs, like if you're overextending yourself with your like standard of living, your luxury, anything, where it's not necessities, then you put yourself in a situation where it becomes, oh, I've got to get the money short term.
Yeah.
But if you can be in
Right.
a long term mindset and mode
Yeah.
on your day to day, then the game's like changed.
Yeah. And there's there's a couple ways to do it. It's like either, you make enough money to where you can live comfortably, or you just live below your means. And so like we've gotten to a place where we can kind of like live. We know what we need to like live, and we can live pretty decently comfortable. And now it's just like let's focus on this long term and let's just get it done.
Nice. I like that. So what kind of tips would you guys give to young entrepreneurs that are just starting out or kind of in the building phases, other than what you've already mentioned?
I think it depends on like who you are. Like for some people, going and finding the best person that's doing whatever you want to do and going and mentoring, like shadowing them, that works for a ton of people. But then also, if learning from someone else doesn't do it for you, go just head in and make the mistakes. And like if the faster you make the mistakes, the faster you learn, and you just have to go through it. Like no matter what, no matter how many books you read, no matter how many courses you take, you have to lose on either your time or your money and fail at that just to get over that hump.
Yeah.
Because it's a game of like literally beliefs and the limiting beliefs that you have. And if you can just get through those quick, then, quicker the better.
Yeah, I would say I'll piggybacking on what he said. I would say the first thing is just to figure out like who you really are. Like for me, like I learn really well from people. Like I can see it, I watch it like one or two times, and we'll pick it up. Right? Like we do it all the time. Like we'll hear somebody, we'll be at a sales meeting, we hear somebody say something, we'll regurgitate that exact line for a video, and it works.
Nice.
People are like, "Oh, that was a great tip." I'm like, "Yeah, that's for me." But like know who you have to figure out who you are. So some people can go work for someone and like learn, but like for me and for us, it was just like we couldn't put ourselves in that position because we wanted to like have control over our schedule. So we were like, all right, cool. Well, if we're gonna be those big bad guys, now we have to figure out how to take care of ourselves, and you'll learn on our own. So you have to figure out like how much you can actually take as a person,
right,
and how much you can actually afford to take, and then from there you can decide, all right, cool. Do I want to just go out here on my own and try to build it, or do I still want to, go learn from somebody else? I think that's the biggest thing. Once you can take those two avenues, everything is like tactical. You can research everything to figure everything out. So yeah, figuring yourself out.
I like that. What do you guys think about people that say that entrepreneurs have to have a plan B?
Some do, honestly. I think, some people do. It goes back to like, how long are you able to sit there and take the punches, right? We don't have a plan B.
We don't. I know we were in the car the other day, and I was like, we're dying on the sword.
This is it.
Like we are dying on the sword. No matter if this does not work, we are going.
Because you can always go and get a job, right?
Yeah.
You can always just stop. You can throw in the towel and go get a job. So like, why even like have that thought in your mind when you should just go full force at it?
Yeah, I mean, if you already have a plan B, especially if it's a clear plan B, then
you're giving up on plan A.
Yeah,
it's already gone.
You can't have a clear plan B. I think having a plan B, like in the back of my mind, it was always like, well, worst case scenario. I know that I've learned so much different things that I can go get a job somewhere if I needed it. Like if everything hit the fan for some reason, Sam was gone.
We've got a decent resume.
We can make it happen.
Yeah. You're like,
and so like, but I haven't been like, oh, well, I would love to probably do a work from home job with Amazon, and I've already gone to the interview. Like that's too clear because then you're giving yourself a way out. And then we all know that plan A is going to be the hardest. With your biggest dreams, that's going to be the hardest. So as soon as it gets hard, you're just going to plan B.
But if you do have a plan B, Nashville has a great job market. We're real estate agents. So if you're thinking about moving to the Nashville area, send me an email.
I was wondering when you were going to do that. I was just waiting for it. Okay, we're at the last couple of questions now. And then I'll let you guys kind of talk about, whatever and wrap up.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe in the term leaving a legacy?
Yes.
What's your take on it?
I mean, so from, I was a sports person growing up. Like that was my thing. Like I played sports, and I feel like as an athlete, you're so competitive, and we're both like really competitive. You have a field and a game that you can actually go out there and compete and actually leave a legacy. And now like being in business, it's different because like business accolades don't get presented, as well. I mean, unless you're just kind of like posting about it yourself. But for me in business, I'm still like super competitive and I want to leave a legacy. I know it won't be on ESPN or anything like that, but it'll be through other people.
Right.
And actually, I think that's more like not effective, but what's it like word I'm looking? It's more impactful.
Impactful.
It's more impactful. So like I'm really bought in on leaving a legacy. I haven't gotten to a place of like wisdom or age where I'm really starting to think about it, but I do know it's like in the back of my brain somewhere subconsciously where I want to be, I want to be a well-rounded person to where the things that I build, I want to truly, affect other people in a good way to where it leaves like a solid legacy. So I think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think just in terms of evolution, every 100 years, the group of people is gone. And so, yes, leaving a legacy, I think comes down to the simplest form is making it better for the people to come. Like, I don't care about people knowing my name or anything like that, because some of the most famous people in the world, they pass away and people talk about them for a day.
Right.
But then only their closest family thinks about them every day. And so I feel like that's with everybody. But if you can make massive amounts of people have a better life for years to come, no matter if they have no idea who I am, that's like leaving the legacy.
I like that. Nice. Okay. What would you do for the rest of your life if money was no object?
This.
Yeah. I'd be building businesses.
Nice.
I'm
I like
addicted.
that.
I'm addicted.
I always like it when people have the same answer as what they're doing, because it means you're really
Yeah.
intentional about what you're doing. So many people that are like, no, I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah, this is it.
cool. I like that. All right. Okay. This is the last question. If you could sit down with anyone, past, on, or alive, and gain insight and inspiration from them, who would it be and why?
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
Was that one of the questions on the list?
It was.
I should have let you know. I'll let you take this since you looked.
I mean, I'm just purely fascinated by Elon Musk. And so now, although I think the questions I would ask him, he might give me too complex of answers for me to understand. But
Potentially.
just, I think the conversations itself would be like phenomenal and like really impactful for me, just because I mean, that dude's like a living genius. And so he inspires me with what he does. I think it'd be like really cool to sit down with him.
I don't know. With so many good people out there, definitely it would be somebody alive, somebody like in modern day. I'm gonna have to ponder this one. I'll have to come back to that one. That's a good question.
Okay. Well, while you're pondering that, and before we circle back to get the answer, how can people stay in touch with you guys? How can people connect with you guys?
Yeah, so we post YouTube videos on our channel, Coleman Dancer, ColemanDancer. We want to turn that channel into like a architectural digest, right?
Okay.
I think that's how you build brand, right? You want to create a marketplace where people can come and see different things, and we're just getting started. Like you said, we started a year ago, so we have. I mean, it's going to be a 50-year play, but on there you can find us. Our socials are linked below to all of our accounts. But I'm Sam Coleman Answer, so you can find me on Instagram, everywhere. So it's like the same thing.
Yeah, and you can find me at Brandon Connor Johns.
Okay.
On all platforms.
Nice. Is there anything else that you guys want to share?
I'm excited to dive into your story. We're just getting started here, guys.
Yeah.
I wish you had no headphones on. Can you tell me, so talk to me a little bit about the psychic. What can you? I don't really know what that means, overall. So can you just explain that for me?
Okay, sure. I guess the easiest way that I would explain it, and Tiara's probably listening from behind closed doors, if she's still here. But is she here? Okay. She's one too, so that's why she's probably listening. But okay. So there's different facets of it. Obviously, like Brandon, you were saying before about connecting with a higher power. That's what we do. And when I talk about, being a psychic, I can tap into other lineages, other timelines, and other kind of worlds, I guess you could say. On the medium side, obviously, it's, well, talking to the dead, basically, as blunt as that sounds. That's pretty much what it is. So I think, and for me especially, through my years of meditation and all of that, everything's kind of just developed that way. Now, I will preface that by saying not everyone is psychic. So not everyone that does meditation will eventually end up like that. But I think that if you are open to tapping into a higher power and something different beyond that, and beyond like Jesus or God or whatever anyone calls it, you will be able to connect to the other side and the other lifetimes.
Should we do something on camera?
So how do you
I think
use
it may be
that? Like,
good. I think it may be good for TikTok.
so how do you
Yeah,
how do
maybe
you
clips
use
here.
that? Like what it, like so when like how does that integrate into your life?
Okay. I guess so. As a producer and being in film, I was a women's coach and mentor for many years before that. But I guess now it's more in the shows that I do, to be honest. We're doing a few like kind of spiritual shows and stuff like that. But I would just say it helps me like stay connected to who I am. And I'm a small town girl from Australia who decided to take on the bright lights of Hollywood. And most people think that that is like a massive mission. And most people that are into, psychicness and mediumship and stuff like that, they stay far away from places like that. So for me, it's like, for me to even be in that industry is a big deal. So yeah, that's kind of
Interesting.
Yeah. Yes, Sam.
Probably not future.
We can talk about that off camera. I don't know if we have enough time
All right,
today.
cool. Yeah, because they're probably like,
Because
God,
Aaron's
can we
got
cut this out?
Aaron's got to get somewhere.
I don't want to edit.
But I am going to circle back on you for that answer, the last answer.
Okay. Cool.
If you have an answer for it.
Well, I was thinking of, all right. I said not the dead, but then I thought about it. Steve Jobs.
Okay.
I would love. He's just a creative mind. I don't want to say that we have any similarities because I have just a lot of bad stories about him. But I could see, I could see a lot of myself in it. Like, just very focused on like trying to build the greatest service or product or whatever you want to call it, but also having like a creative side.
Yeah.
And probably not the best at like mentoring other people, because I learned through like watching, and it's really hard for me to, mentor or help somebody that doesn't like learn that way. So that's why we work good, because he's good at helping other people, and I'm more of like, I can tell you exactly what it is you should do, and you should like either try it or like go research it. Like that's how I learned. So, Steve Jobs. I think we have some cool conversations. I think he'll be like, go figure it out or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, he'd be like, go see.
Go figure it out yourself.
Go see if you can
I'm
do
like,
it.
okay, cool. I got it now. So, yeah.
Nice.
Steve Jobs.
I like that answer. That's cool. All right, guys. Well, this has been an absolute treat. And we'll definitely, I usually do like one episode a season with the guests. So I kind of recircle the guests for the next season.
Sweet.
And we see what's changed and what's evolved.
Ooh, nice.
Um,
I'm excited about that. Should we do like
so-
a Billie Eilish type thing? You know how she does the
What
thing
does
on
she
like,
do?
I'm 18 years old, and this is, we should do
You
that.
can if you want.
All right, let's do it.
The mic's yours.
Let's do like 3 questions. Let's do like 3 questions.
Do you want to ask the questions?
All right, I'll look at it here. I'm Sam Coleman Answer. I'm 24 years old, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm a real estate agent, building one of the fastest growing teams in the area.
How many deals are you currently working on right now?
2.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're up, Brandon.
I'm Brandon Johns. I'm a real estate agent here in Nashville. I would love to be a real estate researcher. Like Sam said earlier, it goes back to the script. Real estate agent here in Nashville. Working on a couple deals right now. 18,000 subscribers on YouTube. Property channel. We're starting our info channel. 400 subscribers. We'll see where we end up.
We're gonna take Instagram more seriously now that we kind of delegated some stuff. What's our Instagram at? Like 1,000?
Oh yeah, 1,000.
It's only at 1,000 followers.
But we haven't posted in forever.
What's your personal? Look at your personal following. This is what we should do.
My personal Instagram is non-existent.
Okay.
I spend all my time in the business since like getting to the personal brand is just.
Personal.
You got to
in-
build the personal brand,
know.
Brandon, to build the business.
But I got like it's like you have to do them both, but then you can also like leverage the business and then build the personal brand, but also
take
vice
your phone
versa.
out and do it.
Yeah.
So
It's
Instagram
tough.
followers 2,100 or 2,161 followers.
I'm at like 20,
Okay.
2,300 basically.
So let's see what happens in a year when we circle back.
Oh, Brandon, tell him
What?
Oh,
What happened? Oh, I'm engaged.
Damn. Podcast exclusive.
yeah. Since you saw the interview of me.
oh,
the
Which
casting.
interview?
The
Oh, the
casting
casting
or what-
interview?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about
so
girlfriends.
he's engaged.
Yeah.
When did that
Fiance
happen?
now. We went to a Colorado trip. Went snowboarding. A couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Big news.
All right. Well, congrats.
We should just sit down. And
I'll
do
probably
this
be married
every
next
year.
time.
You will.
I'll probably be married next time.
Well, there you go.
Jeez.
Cool.
Cool.
That was fun.
All right, guys. Well, there you go.